Most men are forgotten because they deserve to be. They overshare. They seek permission. They explain their pain. They beg for clarity. They confuse emotional honesty with power. And then they wonder why people lose interest. You don't disappear because you weren't enough. You disappear because you were too accessible, too transparent, too emotionally naked. The world does not remember open men. It remembers contained ones. Value promise. This is not self-improvement. This is self-repositioning. You are about to learn the 10 emotional frames that turn a man from a temporary experience into a psychological landmark. Not loved, not chased, embedded. These frames are not moral, they are functional, and the mind respects function over intention. The 10 emotional frames that make a man unforgettable. 1. The self-sovereign frame. The fastest way to lose power is to emotionally rely on someone else. Needy men create obligation. Obligation kills desire. Desire is what memory feeds on. When your emotional stability comes from another person, you silently surrender authority. You tell their nervous system, I am incomplete without you. The mind does not anchor itself to incomplete structures. A self-sovereign man does not emotionally lean. He does not unload. He does not seek emotional relief from others. His stability exists before connection. And when he leaves, the nervous system feels the loss of structure, not affection. That loss lingers. 2. The emotional control frame. Emotion is currency. Men who spend it impulsively go bankrupt fast. Anger, excitement, sadness, reassurance. Leaking emotion trains others to predict you. Prediction reduces threat. Reduced threat reduces fixation. Controlled emotion, on the other hand, creates uncertainty. When something provokes you and you do not immediately respond, the other person's mind fills the silence with interpretation. And interpretation creates psychological engagement. Uncontrolled men react. Controlled men force others to react internally. That internal reaction is remembered. 3. The scarcity of access frame. Unlimited access signals low value. This is not ideology. This is evolutionary wiring. Anything always available is mentally categorized as background. When you stop responding immediately, stop rearranging your time, stop prioritizing availability over intention, the frame shifts. You are no longer an option. You become a variable. Variables demand attention. People do not remember men who are easy to reach. They remember men who make access conditional without explanation. 4. The non-defensive power frame. Defensiveness is submission disguised as logic. Every time you clarify, justify, or explain yourself, you position the other person as the judge and yourself as the defendant. Power does not argue its legitimacy. When you allow misunderstanding to exist without rushing to correct it, you force others to sit with uncertainty. And uncertainty is uncomfortable. Most men rush to comfort others emotionally. Powerful men let discomfort do the work. What is not defended gains gravity. 5. The strategic opacity frame. Transparency is for systems, not for men seeking impact. When people fully understand you, they stop thinking about you. The mind fixates on incomplete information. That is why ambiguity outperforms clarity in memory formation. This does not mean lying, it means withholding. Withholding emotion, withholding intent, withholding full access to your internal world. The less you explain, the more others mentally reconstruct you, and what they reconstruct themselves, they remember longer. 6. The non-orbital frame. Men who revolve around others lose their center of gravity. When your decisions, mood, or direction change based on someone else's presence, you communicate subordination. Subordination is forgettable. Men with internal direction create psychological resistance. Resistance creates tension. Tension creates memory. Your life must move forward whether someone joins you or not. Those who cannot slow you down are forced to adjust to you. Adjustment is remembered. 7. The calculated distance frame. Closeness without rhythm destroys impact. Men mistake proximity for influence. Influence comes from contrast. Distance sharpens contrast. When you allow space without anxiety, silence without chasing, and separation without collapse, the emotional system recalibrates. Most men panic when connection loosens. That panic communicates weakness. Stillness communicates confidence, and confidence is not ignored. 8. The emotional dominance frame. In every interaction, someone sets the emotional temperature. Weak men absorb it. Dominant men regulate it. When chaos appears and you remain grounded, you become the reference point. Others unconsciously align their nervous systems to yours. This is not kindness. This is hierarchy. People do not remember who made them laugh the most. They remember who made them feel stable under pressure. 9. The internal value frame. Seeking validation is the loudest confession of low internal worth. Men who require reassurance outsource their value to others. Outsourced value is always unstable. When you move without asking, decide without explaining, and accept outcomes without protest, something fundamental changes. You are no longer negotiating your worth. You are operating from assumption, and the mind does not challenge what assumes itself. 10. The psychological imprint frame. Unforgettable men do not leave confusion. They leave structure. The brain does not remember consistency. It remembers intensity and contrast. When moments feel deliberate, when presence feels contained, when interaction feels weighted, you stop being a memory. You become a reference pattern. Reference patterns are not replaced easily. Here's the warning most men ignore. If you remain emotionally open, endlessly expressive, overly available, and desperate to be understood, you will continue to be erased. Not hated, not rejected, erased. Power is not cruelty, it is containment. Hold your emotion, hold your direction, hold your silence. Because the man who controls himself forces the world to respond, and the world never forgets what it cannot control.